Hey, all my peeps, it's Preston here, also known as Gazelle Hawk, and we are here with,
That's what telling you all this. Okay.
yeah,
Like your mom did.
burned.
Wow. How many internet people did I tell them that mom sucked me off?
Depending how many watch this video. No.
Watch this video, I will offend you. Have a nice day.
Anyways, we're here to give you our Payback review. I gotta say, this was way better than I thought it was going to be for a pay-per-view overall. I thought this was a million times better than Extreme Rules. I still say WrestleMania was a little bit better, but for a pay-per-view on its own, it was actually well done for the most part. I mean, there's been maybe like a couple of things that we didn't really care about, but most of it was actually very promising, very good. So WWE, thank you for upping your game on that. But so let's go ahead and start the matches out. We got Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus. First of all, way better than their last match and the Kiss Me Arse match. Way better. They actually had a wrestling match. It wasn't a stupid gimmick match. These guys worked well together. I was very surprised. These guys actually did something, wrestling involved. And of course, Dolph Ziggler ended up busting himself open really bad by hitting Sheamus with a headbutt. I believe that was from the headbutt. It was just started bleeding all over the place. And then that's when Sheamus hit the bro kick, 1, 2, 3. It was like a 10, 12-minute match at most. It was a good opener, though. Do you have any thoughts about it?
I didn't see it.
No, but
at least I didn't need to see Sheamus's dumbass look. We remade you. Really? Yeah, you're totally stupid now. Yeah, if you weren't heel before, trust me, the fans are gonna hate you. Now that he's done this to himself, there's no going back from it. There's none. Could you imagine him like, okay, I cut the things off my face, I grew my hair back out and spiked it up, and they're like, you still suck. You look terrible. You look even worse. You look worse. You look worse. Can't forget it. Can't forget
it. Anyways, now let's move on.
Thinking about it.
Anyways, now I believe this is one of the matches of the night, and I'm not gonna lie about this. It was the tag team title match. It was the New Day versus Kid and Cesaro in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Excellent match. Excellent tag team. This is what we've been waiting for, is stipulations like this at 2 out of 3 falls, but you're making the tag team division seem legit again by putting Tyson Kidd Cesaro as a tag team. Again, I'll stand by this. When they first put him on, I was like, what are you doing? This is awkward. Why are you doing this? But they have great tag team chemistry. You can see it in them. They perform well. New Day, even though I don't care for New Day, they're at least a tag team and they're heels, and it's a mini. Apologize for that. Anyways, mini faction they're going on, and they're kind of feuding with this. Hang on. Yeah, sorry about that. I think a cat was screaming. Dogs were chasing or something. But anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, so like I said, the tag team match was good. They both got fall. The ending was pretty good for a heel move. That Kofi got knocked out of the ring by Tyson Kidd. The referee got distracted. Kofi did eye rake on Tyson Kidd. Xavier Woods took off his jacket and then grabbed Tyson Kidd, rolled him up. Referee did not thought it was Kofi Kingston because he only saw the backside in the cradle. 1, 2, 3. And that went in a heelish faction. Like I said, it was a great match. I mean, Brandon saw the match, you know what I'm talking about, but it was very good. They were very innovative with their moves and everything. So I thought it was a great tag team match. And now for the Elimination Chamber on the WWE Network in 2 weeks is official. It's a tag team Elimination Chamber match.
We are looking to see how you set it up. We are looking forward to that.
Yeah. We don't know if it's going to be 2, 3 teams total. We don't know if it's going to be a bunch of teams. We don't know. We'll just see what they do with this chamber, because I think this is very original, because it's never been done in chamber. And this could either make or break the chamber, in my opinion. So, but I think it's going to work. I mean, do you have any thoughts about the tag team title match or anything for the tag team division?
I'm looking forward to seeing this chamber match. seeing how they set it up. But besides that, I didn't see the match, so I couldn't tell you. Yeah. Man, I'm so glad they drink milk.
Yeah. Next was Bray Wyatt versus Ryback. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't pay attention a whole lot through this match. It felt random. Why are you throwing Bray Wyatt with Ryback? Again, Bray Wyatt deserved to win more, thank God. But at the same time, it's like, why are you putting him against Ryback? Why don't you put him up with like a Ziggler, or why don't you put him up with a Randy Orton or something? Make him more credible, because you're not using him right. You're just having cut promos. You're not having him have matches on Raws or SmackDowns very rarely, and you're just now playing up against guys like Ryback. I mean, let's look at Royal Rumble. You had this guy had the most eliminations in the Rumble, I believe, and dominating the Rumble, and then you have him being one in the main events of WrestleMania against The Undertaker, and then now you're back to Ryback. It's like, how does that really work?
They haven't. I think they just haven't figured out how they're going to work him into the title scene. Because like I always said, I know that the universe wants to see heel versus heel. They want to see something, because when heel versus heel, it's bad things happen. But it's really hard to work a storyboard heel into up against a straight heel, and that's why they're doing this sidestep note, because they don't know how to work him into a title shot match appropriately. Because you can imagine Wyatt without any followers going up against the Authority. I mean, really? Trying to get the title. I mean, it's yes, he's been losing his matches, his big pay-per-view matches.
Well, it's not that he's lost, but
so
this
will lend credibility to him starting to go upward now.
But it's against Ryback. Let's be honest, he's a nobody. It's not like he's not like Goldberg.
He's not pushing himself. They're not pushing his character out. He's just a character they can put him up against. And they make him seem like he's a determined person, like Cena is, whatever. And it lends credibility to the fact that he's trying to destroy that type of pure sportsmanship, purity thing. He just wants to destroy. That's his character, and it lends a little bit to it. But could you imagine they put him up against, like, I don't know, put him against Neville? It would be new because we've never seen them fight each other, but
I just don't get this, WWE. If you're playing this,
would you like them to put him on the side note and not use him at all?
No, just let me finish. I don't get this. Bray Wyatt should be used. What happened? We had a feud with John Cena. What happened? You were having a feud with Chris Jericho. I don't get it. I get it. But see, this is really pissing me off, because it's like you might as well just get rid of Bray soon, because all you're doing is having him beat a jobber, then not have a match, and then you're going to have a face a legend like Undertaker, and then have him lose, then face another jobber, lose, and then it's like, how are we supposed to take this guy seriously? You were building up so well by having him beat Cena, Chris Jericho. You're having him beat Dolph Ziggler. I mean, you're having him beat all these guys, and then you have face Undertaker. I mean, yeah, he lost, but we can't expect it in a way, because if Undertaker's going to have his last match against Sting next year, you want to make Undertaker look stronger facing Sting. And now rumors are going around Bray Wyatt and Sting could happen at SummerSlam. I mean, if you have Bray beat Sting, fucking amazing. Good job on that. But at the same time, you want to make Sting look good, because he hasn't won a match yet. And that's what I'm worried about. But that's just a rumor. We don't know that for sure. But what I'm saying is, if you want to make Bray Wyatt look credible, have him start wrestling matches on Raw and SmackDowns again, like consistently, instead of doing promos. Have him start facing like former world champions or guys that are red hot, like Neville or Ziggler, or like Roman Reigns or something. Like, start having him face guys like that and make
more
himself
credible faces.
Yeah, they just make him credible, and then that way, if he wins, like, let's say, like Money in the Bank this year, instead of being like, oh, Bray won Money in the Bank, we can be like, Bray won Money in the Bank. Now he's going to be the next world champion. That's what we want to see. So we don't hate Bray Wyatt. We just hate the fact what WWE's doing with him. Other than that, the match wasn't really anything special. It was just meh to me. I mean, you already got some of the thoughts.
Didn't see it.
Okay, thanks. Anyways, next match, it was Rusev versus John Cena in the I Quit match for the United States Championship. I'll say this right now. When I heard I Quit, I rolled my eyes. I was like, Super Cena's gonna win. You know, it's the same bullshit. It's like as soon as you hear "I quit" match and Cena's involved, you might as well just switch the remote or just go something else because you know Cena's going to win. It's super predictable. Um, but this is what I liked about this match. I was not really looking forward to this match, even though it was a "I quit" match, because let's be honest, John Cena and Rusev together are kind of boring now. It's kind of redundant, but like I said, this match was entertaining. It started out very slow and kind of boring, but then as soon as they started bringing out the weapons, going on the ramp, that's when it started to pick up. And what I liked about it is you're making both guys look credible. You're making Rusev look dominant, but you're also making Rusev not look like a bitch by not having him quit and continuing to go through all this pain. It was very good. I like the steel grail thing where I think it was a suplex on the steel gray on the rope on the spark things. I'm sorry, the pyrotechnic thing with Cena hitting attitude adjustment. I like that spot. It was just a hard hitting "I quit" match, and at the end, Cena got the turnbuckle rope and latched in the STF version on Rusev, and ended up quitting for Rusev, which technically means Rusev did not quit, and therefore losing. Even though Rusev lost, he doesn't look like a bitch. He didn't get completely buried because technically he didn't say "I quit." Lana quit for him, so that's what I like about it. You had Cena one, which was predictable, but you didn't have Rusev go "I quit, I quit, I quit," make him tap like a bitch. So that's one good thing. But I just don't want to see this match again. But it might happen sometime in the near future. Now the question is, will Lana turn babyface and go on her own path, which is most likely going to happen? I mean, what are they going to do with Rusev now after this? We don't know. I just don't. I just hope they don't completely bury his character now after this. But we'll just see how it goes. I mean, do you have any quick thoughts about that?
I like the match. I saw. Well, I think I saw like half of it. If I guess half. I like the fact that now that Rusev, I'd like the opportunity to say, I hope that this ends the feud between Rusev and Cena, but I think it's time Rusev goes a little higher, being a very dominant athlete, especially in his debut in the Royal Rumble. I would love to see him more involved in the world title picture instead of just mid titles. I understand if they choose to do otherwise. I mean, I know the universe is very disappointed with the overuse of super athletes or supersized guys, but I also don't like the fact that he obviously has been doing a lot of downtime lately. You can see it in his movesets. He's a lot slower this match. It definitely showed that he has not been competing very much, or probably not working out either. But maybe it'll opens up an opportunity for him to be more involved on a regular basis. Maybe actually do something with his character other than doing this obsessive heel type thing. I would love to see him in the Elimination Chamber match. Actually, if they do a world title Elimination Chamber match, I would love to see him in it. That's it.
Okay. I don't see that happening just because they're having two chamber matches.
I just said I'd love to see it. That's all.
Yeah. That's why I asked Chance. I mean, two chamber matches is already enough.
Rusev never enough with elimination.
The world championship. I don't see Rusev getting a world title anytime soon, but I can see maybe him being competing at Money in the Bank or something to get that opportunity or something like that. I can see something more like that, but pushing into world title is just. I'm sorry, I just can't get into Rusev.
That's how they did it with Cesaro. They just dropped him in one day without warning.
Well, that's why. Well, the difference is I actually like Cesaro. Like, the difference was I hate Cesaro when he first came in. And then when Rusev came in, I liked him. But now the roles are reversed. I love Cesaro, and I hate Rusev. It's completely swamped.
You can hate and love all you want. I'm looking at the bigger picture of how they want to develop the characters. If they don't do something, give them a push into a different direction, they're going to lose. They're going to lose.
Well, that's why
he's just going. His career's going to plummet.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then that's why people were afraid of when it came to this match, because they're thinking Cena's going to bury Rusev, and then that's it for Rusev. Rusev's going to go nowhere.
But I'm talking about after the match. I'm not talking about during the match and what people were thinking about the match. I'm thinking about where they're going to go from here.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say is that's what fans are saying. Like, they knew Cena was going to win. They were worried about, well, what's next for Rusev? They're probably going to bury him.
Exactly. They're either going to bury him or they're going to up him.
Or probably keep him neutral. We don't know.
If they keep him neutral, it's basically like burying him. It's basically what they did to Bray Wyatt. They stopped using him for a little while.
I just don't know. Like,
just saying.
Don't get me wrong. I don't like Rusev, but don't bury him like you're doing to guys like Zack Ryder and what you did to Yoshitatsu. Hell, you can even put William Regal on the mix because that guy should have been a world champion at least a few times, but they dropped the ball with him completely. But let's just hope they don't completely bury Rusev. Maybe have him go after the IC title or have him feud for something else or do something else with him. Just don't completely bury him. Just keep him like put him in Money in the Bank or something, or maybe put him in an IC Chamber match or something. Like, do something more with him because he is talented for a guy his size. I'll give him credit. I'm just not a fan of the gimmick because I think it's a Muhammad San ripoff. That's just my personal opinion. Honestly, okay. Muhammad San was better, but that's just personal preference.
Okay. Next match.
Yes. Anyways, next match. I believe it was the Divas Tag Team match. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. Well, honestly, we didn't really pay attention a whole lot, but at least they were kind of upping their ante a little bit. But we only saw like 2 minutes of it. Honestly, I don't really know what to say. Tag team match. At least they're trying different stuff, but I just think it should have been a Divas title match instead of a tag team match. Honestly, between Naomi and Nikki Bella, that's what it should have been. But honestly, they're gonna save that match for either Elimination Chamber or Money in the Bank. So, like I said, it wasn't really anything special. It was just it's going to be a forgettable match.
Next match.
Yes, next match. I believe, it was Neville versus Wade Barrett. This match was actually pretty decent at best. It was not long, but this proves it doesn't need to be super long to make it good because the main event clearly stated that. We've seen short matches before where they didn't last very long, but they had decent pace and they had decent match. Like Shelton Benjamin and Shawn Michaels had like a 12, 14-minute match on Raw, and that match was awesome. So it proves that you can have a good match and it doesn't have to be very long. So it was a good match. Neville winning by count, I thought it was a little dumb. But then again, Wade Barrett's a heel, and we haven't really seen a count-out victory. But I just don't like it when they do count-out disqualification victories on pay-per-views. It just seems kind of downplayed. But now the question is, where are they going to go from here? Brand already predicted it'll be in a chamber match for the IC title.
I do like the fact that that they lined this up perfectly. I do believe they're both going to be in the title match, the IC title match at Elimination Chamber. I'm pretty much giving you my guarantee. It's a 2 middle finger guarantee. Because what will happen is Barrett will say, "I am royalty, I deserve to be in the title," and then they'll come back like, "I pinned your," "I beat you. If you're in, I'm in," and they'll be like, "Okay, you're both in." That'll be the setup. That'll be as far as it goes for setup for them.
Yeah.
I can't tell you who the other 4 people will be.
It'll be random.
We've speculated.
There's so many possibilities.
Like the biggest ones that I could drop name wise for this would be obviously Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus. But I can't speculate beyond that because there's not been anybody who's stepped out besides that. I would love to see them throw Bray Wyatt in the mix, but I just don't, for some reason, I don't see his character as is ever holding any other title except the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I really don't. I just don't see him having any interest in holding any other title. It ruined his character. His character's only worth a mid-card? No, it ruined it. So I don't really have any names to drop in there. So it'd probably be a lot of downplayed characters, people who aren't being used.
Unless they bring back Christian, because we've been rumouring about that, and he can do something. But I mean, or Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn
that would be pretty awesome.
But Sami Zayn is hurt, so we don't know if he'll even be able to compete or not. But we'll just see what they do. But I think having a tag team and Intercontinental thing, 2 fresh chamber matches we've never seen before, I think that works well because you got a mid-card title being defended finally in a chamber, and you got tag team titles defended, which is what we want. We don't like we all like seeing the world title, or at least the number one contendership for the world title. But let's be honest, they've done that practically all the time. So when
the Elimination Chamber match was made for the world title. Period. It's dumb to have this pay-per-view and not have a world championship defending, have world championship match in a chamber match. It's dumb not to have it. Now, like I said, at Money in the Bank, I could see them going, okay, we don't want them to cash it in the same night. I could see it, no title match at Money in the Bank. But Chamber, I can't. I can't believe that you'd go the Elimination Chamber match night without having a world title match.
We don't know if they will or not. Maybe they will.
Yeah.
It just depends on what to do. But I'm just saying, at every single pay-per-view where it has Elimination Chamber involved,
the most they've ever had is 2.
Yeah, exactly. So,
but they need to up their game anyway. So why not 3? I mean, technically, this thing for the tag team championships is brand new. So why wouldn't they do 3?
Well, they already got 2 chamber matches anyway.
I'm just saying, if they're suffering, if they notice that their numbers are going down, they can always do that. And I'm hoping that they do that.
If they don't do a world title thing, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, but 2 weeks, I mean.
But that's the problem, though, is they should never even have this pay-per-view to begin with, because that's only 2-week build-up for that.
No, I will never agree with that. They should always have Elimination Chamber.
Just listen to me. The Elimination Chamber deserves to be on pay-per-views. Only on SummerSlam, Survivor Series, have it random like Hell in a Cell. Don't have a pay-per-view titled Elimination Chamber. Go back to No Way Out. Get rid of this pay-per-view and do something else, or get rid of money. Actually, how about this? Why don't you wait till Chamber and put it for Battleground? I don't give a shit about Battleground. Have the 4-week build for Money in the Bank, and then after that, do a Chamber pay-per-view, or call it No Way Out, and then have the 2 chambers in. That way, you got 4-week build for Money in the Bank, and then you got 4-week build for Chamber. So that way, we can actually give a shit about Chamber instead of being like, okay, 2 chamber matches and only 2-week build. Okay, Money in the Bank, 2-week build. I mean, there's not enough build, and I don't like that. I love the chamber match. I just hate the pay-per-view. The fact they're like running out of ideas is like, what happened to No Way Out? Or you could disagree with me all you want, but it's just
I love Elimination Chamber matches. They're pretty decent. It doesn't make sense, the fact that they're doing 2 weeks into it. I mean, I'm looking forward to Monday Night Raw tomorrow night, but it doesn't make sense to have it 2 weeks later.
Wait, if you're like, you got rid of it for Fastlane, it's like,
I think they should have switched it with Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank should have been two weeks later and then done the Elimination Chamber match.
Well, that's what. No. It should, like I said, they should have just got rid of Battleground and just stuck with like the chamber match being at SummerSlam or something for the main event or something, because you need consistency. The only reason they're doing this is to get network subscribers. That's it. They don't give a shit.
That's fine. That's what they decided to do with it, though.
It's just stupid.
Anyways, we're getting off this case, so we got one match left, and that was the world title match.
Yes, it was the main event for the Fatal 4-Way WWE World Championship. Brand's not going to do it, but I'll do it by myself, because this is all I'm going to give to you, WWE. How you go from a shit pay-per-view to having one of the best main events I've seen in a long time? No, and that's honestly, no, that's a double thumbs up for you. This match, I knew it was going to be good. I read the spoilers. That was supposed to be a triple threat match originally. I was like, well, it's always going to be a triple threat. This. And then they swerved us, because it was like, originally it was supposed to be that. But Dean Ambrose made it even better. Dean Ambrose will always be one of my favorites currently. He is an awesome wrestler. He kind of reminds me of Mick Foley, but more athletic, an actual wrestler. I like the fact they put him in there. I love the spots. I like the storyline going like, oh, Seth Rollins could lose now. Seth Rollins could lose the belt in that type of scenario. Roman Reigns, that's red hot. You got Randy Orton, that's the main event. You got Dean Ambrose is finally getting a good push. So I just liked it, and I'll stand by this. The spot of the night was when the Shield reformed for a brief moment and powerbombed Orton through the table. Hands down, no comparison. That was that was the spot of the night.
I think it was after that. It was part of the night when Seth Rollins had the stupidity to put his hand out like that. I was there going, no. I don't know who laughed harder. Was it me or was it Dean Ambrose?
No, but this match was very good. It was very quick pace, and I liked the fact how it was every man for himself. That's what I liked about it. And they all went against each other. It was very quick. I will have to say is Brand will agree with me on this. I think it's about time you get Seth Rollins' curb stomp back. Why give him a shade DDT move on Raw, which he completely botched, then have him win with an RKO?
Cutter.
No, it was an RKO.
Yeah, but before that, he was using a cutter, right?
No, it was the DDT thing where he just like planting him down, like straight down. It was like a DDT flattener type thing. It looked dumb. Then it was the RKO, and now a pedigree, which Orton botched.
Who was the last person who was doing that last time when they was using everybody else's finishers? What was his name? He was retarded. He was like related to the GM for Raw. Remember? Big hair. Eugene. I remember when Eugene used to do that. Man, I'm so glad you're rehashing this.
Well, this is stupid. I get
He's not using rock bottom.
Well, like I said, this is why it makes us mad, because Seth Rollins has no clear finisher now. First, it was the springboard, knee. I was like, okay, that's innovative. But then when he did the curb stomp, I was like, that fits his character. It's something so simple, but yet very cool.
Devastating, yeah.
It was very awesome, something simple. But now, ever since because of the concussion lawsuits and everything, WWE had to momentarily ban the curb stomp until the lawsuits drop because they think it's going to cause concussions and injuries. He's never injured anybody with the damn move yet, and besides, it's not technically his fault. It's the guy getting the move's fault. If they want to hurt themselves, making the move look good, that's on them. So you can't blame Rollins for that. So it's like, well, now what we're going to do? We could give Seth Rollins maybe the corkscrew splash like down on John Cena at Royal Rumble. That was innovative. Why not do that? Why don't we bring back the springboard knee again? Start using it a little bit more. Okay. Why don't you use the Seth Walker again? I get Kalisto's there, so they can't use that as often as a finisher. But it's just like, if you try and give a new finisher, it looks stupid. And then you keep stealing moves from other wrestlers, and it's just like, it's
copy stupid.
I mean, it's good if it's like makes sense. Like the Orton thing kind of makes sense because like an insult to Orton, but the pedigree thing was kind of interesting to kind of show about the authority. But at the same time, it's like, this is my point. Why don't they just bring back the curb stomp? This is proof that ever since they banned the curb stomp, Seth Rollins technically doesn't have a finisher. It's like, one minute he's using a signature, next thing he's rolling up, he's getting self disqualified, he's using someone else's move. It's like there's nothing for him. There's no real finisher, and that's the one problem I have with Seth Rollins. It's not Seth Rollins' fault. It's WWE.
What they should do is just keep him with the super kick. The super kick is working really well for him.
But even that, it's like it's a ripoff of Del Rio, though.
Well, also he's competing with what's his name, Luke Harper with it. So it's
Luke Harper does like a sideways.
Usually does it twice. Yeah.
Well, it's a sideways one, but Seth Rollins usually waits until someone's saying down knee and then does it. And that's what Del Rio did for a while. That was his move.
But you complained about it quite a bit.
Well, yeah, exactly. But it's just because of that ending, that doesn't mean the match was horrible. Like by far, this match was amazing. But we enjoyed. Brand was actually saying this match was excellent during it, so that's proves that you did something right. I just hope these lawsuit guys can just agree and say, you know what, you can use the curb stomp again, or like make some sort of deal like the curb stomp can be used, but just like not use it like all the time or something. But I just want it back because clearly this is not working out for Seth Rollins. You're making Seth Rollins look weak because he doesn't have an original finisher, and you're just having him copy others or just doing signature moves, and you're not making him look credible. You need to give him his curb stomp back.
Hey, maybe this will line him up for being like tutored by Triple H. Maybe Triple H is going to hand it down and retire. Maybe he's not going to compete anymore.
He will compete. He just, like I said, he's only competing, I think, maybe like once, maybe twice a year. mostly probably for Mania. Like I mean, you could tell he still has it, but he can't wrestle full time because it makes sense because he's in charge of WWE.
Well, yeah,
so it makes sense.
I'm just saying that maybe he's going to hand the pedigree down to Seth Rollins.
It'd just be kind of awkward. Seth Rollins doing pedigree, it just doesn't suit him. Like it felt weird when he did.
Because he's not a big guy.
Well,
it's a move that requires you to have believable size for it, and his size is not believable enough for that move to be that devastating. Now, keep in mind, that's why we love things like the curb stomp. It's simple, and it's considered a foot move, which is what you think of cruiserweight style. Medium build. That's why it was believable. High impact. He's fast. He's countering. He always counters. He's a high-speed guy. That's why his finishers were always comparable. When you give him something like the pedigree, you see what happens when he uses it tonight. He botches it a bit, and it doesn't look right.
Well, Orton kind of botched it. You could kind of tell, like, he tried to lift, but Orton was a little too heavy, and Orton kind of used one knee, kind of almost slanted a little bit, so it was a little awkward. But you can't play it completely on Seth Rollins. Well, we'll just say, like, both of them kind of messed up, and it looked a little sloppy. Actually, it looked sloppy. We'll put it in that terms.
So we'd like him to come up with his own finisher. I'd love to see the curb stomp back again. Because it has its ups and downs, kind of like the scissor kick. It has its ups and downs to using it. And it was a great, he hasn't changed his techniques in the ring, so therefore it doesn't make sense for him not to use that. If he's going to change his finisher, he needs to change the way he wrestles completely so that he has a flow.
Yeah, exactly.
His current moveset will not flow with another technique. It won't. The springboard knee would have worked perfectly if you just made that his finisher. And
like he did before.
Yeah, because actually he got the pinfall on Cena with it.
He's won matches with it.
So that should be his finisher.
Or like the corkscrew splash, like we were saying, like he did that, I think, only a couple of times, but he did on Cena. I was like, that was innovative. Why does he use that as the finisher?
So that's what I have to say about it. It's a great match otherwise. He retained. I am surprised. I did think that he would have put up the challengers otherwise, but I could also see, again, this is another Elimination Chamber match. If they don't have a world title Elimination Chamber match, I could see them have a number one contender Elimination Chamber match. Throwing that out there, too, if they decide not to do the world title. Just throwing that out there.
He wants 3 chamber matches. I don't know what they're going to do. We'll just see and wait.
Yeah. So, we'll see and wait. All in all, this pay-per-view, I'd say, I'd actually give it probably a 7.5, not quite an 8, because a lot of the matches felt like they were fillers. I didn't get to see the first part of them, so I couldn't tell you if there was anything that would escalate it higher. If the tag team match was really that good, I probably would have gone up to an 8 or an 8.5.
Yeah. I can always show in the match too one of these days because it's on the network, so it's not like, oh, we're never going to be able to see this match. We can watch it anytime we want. But yeah, so that's just a honest opinion for there. But now, for me personally, I'd probably give it like an 8.2, maybe close to 8.5, because it compared to Extreme Rules where it was a complete F minus. This one was actually pretty good.
-5.
But this was actually a good pay-per-view. For a pay-per-view that's not really a pay-per-view we look forward to, like Payback, it did deliver. Yes, there's like maybe 2, maybe 3 minor things that we didn't like about it.
But they managed what is called memorable moments. And that's what they've been missing in all of their pay-per-views lately, is a memorable moment. It's great, but you have to have more than one to make it a good pay-per-view.
You gotta have the highlights, you gotta have the moments, you gotta have the wrestling in it, so that way people can look back and like, what are people going to remember from Extreme Rules? Seth Rollins defeated Orton and he get a steel cage match. But then when you take a look at a Payback, what are you going to remember? I remember the Shield reformed for a short time to take out Orton. I remember freaking Seth Rollins hitting the pedigree on Orton. He kind of botched it, but he hit. And they were all going apeshit over each other. And King got involved and JJ. And I remember the tag team match. I remember Rusev and Cena. Like, that's what we're talking about. I'd rather it be bad. This is what I like. Extreme Rules is not going to be memorable because it was crap. Payback is going to be memorable because there was more positive than negatives. Not perfect pay-per-view, but it was a good pay-per-view. Now let's hope Elimination Chamber does well.
So let's keep the flag going uphill, okay, guys?
Yes.
Keep it positive.
because you're on that
Whoever
roll.
came up with the ideas, keep them in charge because they obviously know something that the other guys don't know.
Yes, because you're doing something original, new. Like I said, Royal Rumble was good. Fastlane was mediocre, but again, it wasn't a pay-per-view.
Battleground was pointless.
WrestleMania was awesome. Then it went downhill with Extreme Rules, and now they're like trying to pick themselves back up with Payback. So all we need now is for you the guys to pick up. Not saying
don't kill Elimination Chamber, okay?
They will. They
will. Yes.
Hey, Elimination Chamber is not a pay-per-view to look forward to.
I'm sorry. The Intercontinental Championship match pretty much stole the night at WrestleMania. I'm sorry. So out of matches, yeah. So I'm just gonna say an Elimination Chamber match for the vacant Intercontinental Championship match is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I just hope that they pick awesome people and not people who are going to jobber it.
I think this is a perfect time to cool future young talent.
This would be a perfect time for them to finally let people who've been held back for a long time have a breakout moment and have a title.
With Zack Ryder in it. Do something with
Zack Ryder's had titles. He's had titles.
Only tag team in the United States. That's it though.
That's fine. I'm talking about the people who have been completely and utterly ignored.
Zack Ryder's been ignored.
Okay.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, put R-Truth in there. But R-Truth's been a champion.
That's the person I'm talking about.
But R-Truth's been champions before.
But R-Truth and Kofi Kingston have both been screwed out of their world title shots before. So I'm just saying, put people in there that have been literally trounced.
In other words, fresh faces. We want
not just fresh faces. I mean, there are people there that we've seen for years.
Underrated. We want mid-card underrated guys that deserve to be in this match. I'll make it. Yeah, like Dolph Ziggler and Sheamus would add more credibility because we're both former world champions. But you want to add, guys that should be going up like Neville and Bray Wyatt, guys like that. That's what we want. And a tag team, I think it's a perfect opportunity. I don't know what they're doing for tag team one. We'll just see what happens. But
I hope they put Kalisto's tag team in there.
Yeah, the Lucha Dragons. They might. But all in all, we'll give you guys our Elimination Chamber review. No live reactions. But Money in the Bank, I promise you, we'll try to get you guys Money in the Bank live reactions for sure. We'll try to see if we can get off work that day so you can get full live reactions for Money in the Bank. But that's pretty much it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. So take care, all my peeps. And one more thing I'm going to say is I would say in about a week or two, Brandon and I will be doing a special video for you guys. Brandon has been actually talking about this for months now, and Brandon knows what I'm talking about. But we need to let the week go by. We need to let Brandon finish, his thing, and then that way, hopefully, I would say by next week or two, we could give you the video. I'm not going to say it because I want to be surprised.
Okay, surprise.
Yeah. So that's it. So you got any final words before we shut down?
Fuck you guys.
He doesn't think.
You too. You're walking home, fatty.
No, but that's pretty much so. We hope you guys enjoy this video, and we'll see you guys next time with the next surprise video.